Hi everyone, Lunar King here, and welcome to my live reaction review for One Piece Chapter 783. So let's get to it. Alright, we got Chapter 783, You're in the Way. That's a good title. I hope Luffy's saying that to Doflamingo, or to Treble, if he's still there, because he would still be in the way after all these chapters. But Treble's probably gone, I hope, after last chapter. Okay, so for the cover page, we got Watatsumi talking to Jinbei, saying, I want to go with you. So we're probably going to see more of him in this cover story, I imagine. Alright, so the actual chapter. Treble has exploded, and it sent Luffy and Doflamingo flying, and people below, like Robin and Rebecca and the dwarves, and they're all saying, oh my god, is he okay? What's going on? Should we offer assistance? And they're saying, no, we'll only be getting in the way. Which, yeah, they would. Let's be honest. I just want Luffy, Doflamingo, nobody else interfere anymore at this point. Law and Treble should be done, and we should get the real fight now. Okay, so they're seeing Law and Luffy falling through the air. Luffy's got Law tucked beneath his arm, and it looks like he's got Law's severed arm also tucked beneath his arm. So, yeah, I'm glad he took the time to grab that, because you never know if Law can put it back on with his powers or something. Okay. So, Luffy's tossing down Law to them, and Robin is going, no way, his arm! Robin, you're surprised the arm is severed. I'm surprised Luffy even has it. But we're still both surprised, I guess. Just for different reasons. So she made a spider net of her arms. We got a lot of arms this chapter. It's a bit of an arms race. Okay. I'm sorry. I am very tired. Alright, so Doflamingo's telling them, what are you doing? It's unnecessary. Law's gonna die anyway. And I'm not letting him go that easy, so he's pointing his finger. And he's fired some of his, string bullets. And Luffy kicked him, though, so he kind of interfered with the shot. But the bullets are still going towards Robin and Law. And Cavendish has appeared and blocked them with his swords. Nice. Love some Cavendish. Okay, so Luffy's telling him, Cabbage, take everyone away from here. And he's saying, what are you talking about? Doflamingo's right in front of me. At least let me get one shot in. Okay, so but Luffy's saying no. Okay, good. I just want mano y mano, nobody else. And there's Cavendish. There's no way I can let down a fan of mine. And he's, of course, there's a little thing that says, Straw Hat is a fan of my popularity, attention, trust, leave everyone. Oh god. What a ridiculous character. Like, he's one of the better characters that's been introduced this arc. Him and Bartolomeo are just so funny. Okay, so he's talking about speaking of Bartolomeo, Cavendish is saying, I'll get him so he can help us with his powers. And they're wondering if we could still save Law's arm. And they're saying, the dwarves are saying they can sew it back properly, and the princess there can use her powers to heal him after. So everyone's been saying that the only reason she's there is to fix whatever is done to Law, and people thought that meant fix him, like resurrect him if he died, possibly. But yeah, she's gonna heal him. He'll be okay. No more Law death cliffhangers anymore, I guess. And Bartolomeo is still just like foaming at the mouth and crying of amazement at what Zoro did to Pika. That's amazing. Fucking love Bartolomeo. Okay, so the birdcage is shrinking still, and people are running to the center, freaking out. And Doflamingo's floating in the air, and he's saying, Law's already dying, just let me send him off, won't you? And Luffy's saying, like, over my dead body, and he's ready to kick his ass. Let's go, Luffy. But Doflamingo's like, you're starting to feel tired, aren't you? And I mean, when you think about it, Luffy has had a lot of fighting this arc, a lot of running around, a lot of fighting. But Luffy's saying, yeah, that goes the same for you, after all that Troggai did to you. So yeah, Law's attacks definitely are going to play a part in helping Luffy be able to fight this overwhelming force that is Doflamingo. Yeah, there's no way you're unaffected, and he's attacking Doflamingo, but Doflamingo is saying, sure, you're fast, but you're still lacking power. Yeah, I still feel like Doflamingo is such like he's been built up to be so powerful that it still feels like Luffy is like not even close to his level. Because I don't know. Okay, let's keep going. Doflamingo's using that overheat string thing that he used on Sanji, and it's knocking Luffy back. Why doesn't Doflamingo use his you know when he stops people like Jozu or Sanji, and he just like makes them like caught in a web? Why doesn't he use that now? That'd be helpful. I feel like that's such a hack move. He should just use it every battle he's in. Sure, it's like cheap, but fuck it, I'd do it. Because the Doflamingo's really going after him, and he's saying, oh, this brings back memories, and we're getting a little flashback of Doflamingo when he heard about Crocodile's defeat. So this is that, actually. Yeah, because he's dressed like what he was back in the first part of the series. Although, I think there's a big typo here, because he says, by this admiral from the Navy, you say. So he's talking about Smoker. But Smoker was a Capitan at the time of Alabasta. Not an admiral, because he's still not an admiral. But yeah, Doflamingo says, I'm sure there's a reason behind that lie. So he knows that, you know, the Navy didn't bring down Crocodile. And, yep, the flashback continues a bit onto the next page, where he says, well, he's looking at Luffy's second bounty, what happened after he beat Crocodile, and he says, well, this bounty went up overnight. Find out more about this one. So he's seeing, you know, that the up-and-coming rise of Luffy. Now he's kicking him and saying, it was you, fighting in the Summit War and falling all the way down, for some reason surviving too. So he's remembering when Luffy entered Marineford with, you know, all the escapees from Impel Down. And I've always wondered that, this whole arc and in Punk Hazard, the relationship between Doflamingo and Luffy, like Doflamingo and him had zero interaction before Punk Hazard and now this. And except, like, they never had direct interaction, but they were on the same battlefield. And I remember when I was reading Marineford, I wondered if they were going to see each other, like, meet and fight. But that didn't end up happening. But they were there, and Doflamingo watched Luffy, you know, try and save Ace and fail. So that's always been interesting to me, that there is that. He's seen Luffy's, like, resolve firsthand. So yeah, so for some reason you survived all that, and now you're coming into my territory. So he's kicking Luffy around, he's just knocking him around. Luffy's really... I'm really glad that Luffy's getting knocked around. He needs an enemy in the New World who can really test him. So they're just ripping apart the whole place in this fight. Okay, so Law's saying, put me down. I spent my whole life wanting revenge on Doflamingo, and if I can't get it, I at least want to see Luffy be the one to do it. So they're still clashing, and if he loses, then I should be killed there along with him. So Law is putting all his bets, including his life, on Luffy. He just really wants Luffy to win, of course. It was me that got him involved in this fight. That's true. Okay, so Cavendish is actually putting him down. And is going to stay with him and watch the end of the fight. And if you're dying, I'm next in line. Okay, so Luffy's using, Grizzly Magnum on Doflamingo, but nothing's working. Doflamingo slipped right by it, and he's like, "You're wide open." Defeat me? Ha! Don't make me laugh. So Doflamingo is in the same mindset I am, that he's just beyond Luffy. The birdcage will close completely in an hour. That's the time limit. In 5 minutes, Namek will explode. Oh my god, that's fucked up. He's like, I'm sure there'll be some who won't be fast enough. And the old, unaware of what's happening around them. I'm just picturing like a nursing home, and a birdcage lines just cutting right through it to the unsuspecting old people. Makes me sad. And then he's saying, oh, and the children, babies, wonder who'll be our first victims. That's fucked up, man. Jesus Christ. And in under 30 minutes, someone somewhere will definitely die, and by the 40th minute, you'll probably hear the screams all the way over here. And by 50, the country will be painted red by the blood of the people crushed like tomatoes. And when the hour's up, there'll be nothing left to hear. But whatever happens to Dressrosa is none of your business. Those that die will end up blaming you. If only you hadn't come to this country, Dressrosa would have been peaceful. He's a great fucking villain. He's so sadistic, and you hate his guts. Like, I hate him, but I love him because he's badass. And he's a great villain. And Luffy's saying, the lies. It was all an act, this peaceful country was all an act. The separation of light and darkness in this country is extremely obvious, was what he's remembering when people were telling him about the horrors of Dressrosa, and, Viola saying the toys in this country were once humans. So, there'll always be unlucky people. You can't save all of them, and you're just another pirate passing by. Why bother playing hero? Because he's Luffy, man. This is what he does. Did you not know it happened in Alabasta? Because I just saw that you did. This is what happens. He's not just going to come through and be a pirate who just passes by. If something's fishy going on, you can bet Luffy's going to completely, save the country. Okay, so Doflamingo saying, the only thing you're doing is getting in my way. Subtitled the chapter. Okay, but then Luffy says, you're wrong. You're getting in my way. Title of the chapter. And Doflamingo just a little question mark. You made my friend cry, and my comrades angry. Even after all this, you're still standing, so I'll take it all. I won't let anyone else die, and your birdcage is in my way. Shit. Whoa. Gear 4th. Fuck yeah! Gear 4th. Ow! Wow, it's been a while since we've had a gear reveal. A long time. I've seen people question that though, has Luffy developed Gear 4 over the time skip? Apparently he has. And wow, that is an awesome cliffhanger, because it says we're not going to get a new chapter next week. I'll be in Scotland in 2 weeks, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to review the next chapter right away. Shit. I'm canceling the Scotland trip. Gotta be here for One Piece. No, I can't do that. But I wish I could, because that is fucking awesome. That is fucking awesome. I wonder what it's gonna be like. No, because Gear 2 was all about his blood, and Gear 3 was about the bones, and kind of enlarging his proportions and stuff. I imagine it probably has to do with Haki, right? Because if it didn't, he probably would have figured out how to use this before the time skip. Maybe I don't know. Oh my god. That's awesome. That's fucking awesome. What a good chapter. I just loved how we finally got, like, even though it wasn't all just fighting all the way through, Doflamingo, you know, I loved how he discussed how much of a nuisance, you know, Straw Hat is. It really feels like that him and Luffy are laying their views out on the table, and now only one of them is going to come out on top. Oh, man, so we probably only got a chapter or two left of this fight, or maybe like 3 or 4, like, at least Gear 4 has to be able to knock Doflamingo's glasses off, right? Like, at some point, if that doesn't happen, I'm gonna be really sad. But it's definitely gonna bust open the birdcage, and that's gonna be fucking awesome. Ah, Luffy, Straw Hat, Mugiwara, Luffy. Good chapter, damn good chapter, great ending. I'm excited for Gear 4, so excited. Oh god. But yeah, I'll see you guys. Eventually. Have a good one.